Hi drummers, hope you're well. So Step On by Happy Mondays, special request for channel member Paul. Main groove goes a little bit like this. So at its heart here, we're talking about an absolutely classic, straightforward hip-hop groove, right? Boom, ba-ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, ba-ba, boom, boom, ba. So if you want to play this tune, I would say that's definitely the first bass. We're talking about eighth notes on the hi-hat, snare drum on 2 and 4, and also a sneaky little snare drum right on the last 16th. That's really important, I would say, listening to this song. That's absolutely one of the main hooks in the song, is that little snare drum at the end. So hand part, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you need that one at the end, man, otherwise it doesn't quite sound right, in my opinion. Well, the bass drum part is, again, a classic hip-hop groove, and I've actually made a video about playing a classic hip-hop field before, so it's basically that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. So super quick breakdown, kick drum or bass drum on beat 1. Next one is in the gap in between the and of beat 1 and beat 2. So on the in other words, beat 1, 1 and 1 and beat 2, 2 and, making the first half of the bar, 1 and a 2 and, beat 3 is 3 and, where you hit the bass drum on the and of beat 3 and open the hi-hat. So 3 and then 4 and as we said before, with that sneaky extra snare at the end, just to kind of complete the 1 bar loop. So first half, 1 and a 2 and. Second half, 3 and 4 and giving you 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and So some things to say about this. On the original, so to speak, although this is kind of a cover version, but on the Happy Mondays version, the studio version, that kind of sounds like it's about it for the basic loop, I would say. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell. I'm not sure if it's a delay effect or what. Sometimes it sounds a bit like there might be 2 kicks on the and of beat 2. So sometimes. Sometimes I'm hearing that, and either of those versions works fine. If you just want to groove along with it and have an authentic feel, that works fine. The other thing to say is on the original, the studio version, the groove is a bit swung. So this will show itself in every time you hit an upbeat 16th. We're talking about 16th note swing here, which I've also made a video about. I'll link to that below. So when you're playing the bass drum on the and definitely that snare drum on the end of the bar on the of beat 4, it's got a swinging feel. They're played a little later. So that'll do you for the sort of studio version with a bit of swing in there, and like I say, optional 2 kicks, which would also have some swing on the and of beat 2. Just looking around, as I often do when people make requests of certain grooves, like how to play certain songs, I always look at the live versions because they're always a really good indicator of what's going on, sometimes even more so than the studio version, because you can literally see the guy or girl doing it as well. And in this case, Happy Mondays drummer, Gary Whelan, he's called Gary Whelan. He is, I was looking at the live at Glastonbury from the year 2000, he's playing this. That feels, so a couple of things that are different, I would say. Number one, he on the whole isn't opening the hi-hat, not audibly anyway, in that in that position that we had on the original. So on the and of beat 3, he's not really doing that, which works fine. I honestly quite like. I mean, that is the classic hip hop groove. I would say that the open hi hat. So I slightly miss that, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. Still feels good. And he's playing the 2 kicks both times. So he's playing 2 kicks on the and of beat 2, and also 2/16 on the and of beat 3. So he's going on the whole 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a... He's also playing it, to my ears, noticeably more straight. So that 16th note swing that was big time present on the original has now straightened out for the live version. It also sounds like he might well be adding in some ghosted notes on the snare drum in between as well, but nothing specific there. But if you wanted to and you felt in a position to, and you were sort of playing this in the live feel, the live vibe, it will be something like that, I reckon. So an absolutely classic hip hop feel. I think it was played. I don't think it was a sample per se. I think there's a sample of the original tune in there, but which they're covering. But I don't think it's a sample. The drum loop itself, I think, was played by Gary Whelan in the first place. I think that it was then itself probably sampled and looped, as was often the way in that era, sort of late 80s, I guess. But I don't think it's a sample from the original, the drums. I think the drums were played and then sampled and then looped. So let's go one time. We'll go studio version here. We'll do that usual thing of going real slow and we'll work it up. People always ask me what grade level these grooves are at. This is hard to say. It's like a 3 or a 4, isn't it? Sort of thing you'd see in grade 3 or 4. It's got the bass drum and snare drum happening in between the 8th note flow and the hi-hat, which means it's above grade 1 and grade 2. It doesn't really feel to me like a 5, so I would say Trinity grade 3, something like that. Here it comes. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and a. So we'll pick it up a bit here and start to swing it. Nice and slow one time. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and... I'll work it up one more time. I hope that all makes a bit of sense. Great suggestion, Gary. Nice one. I think a real classic groove of its genre. And with that snare drum at the end in the right place, I think what we should have done is to name that drum tune, actually. Would have been quite good, wasn't it? Because with that snare drum on its own at the end... I would say it's pretty identifiable. Like if you heard that groove with that snare drum at the end, you'd go, okay, happy Mondays, step on. Yeah, lovely. So great suggestion, Gary. Thanks a million. Thanks for watching as always. Hope these little how to play famous drum beat little snippets are useful. Please let me know. Great suggestion, as I say. And thanks for watching as always. Really appreciate it. Please like, share and subscribe. Thanks so much to all the lovely people who've done that. And thanks as well to all the amazing people who've supported this channel via my Buy Me a Coffee support page. If you found these videos interesting, useful, helpful in any way, and you're in a position to, please consider supporting. You can either buy me a coffee, which I hugely appreciate. Thank you to all the lovely people who've done that as a single one-off show of support, or you could become a channel member like like Paul here. I was going to say Gary, that was the drummer. Like Paul here. Thanks a million, Paul. As a channel member, £10 a month, you're supporting this channel, helping it grow, which I massively appreciate, allowing me to spend more time on it, fulfill more requests, and hopefully provide more and more content which is useful or interesting or whatever for people watching. And you also get a ton of features in return. A practice plan, if you want one customized to where you're at, where you want to go with your drumming, a complimentary Zoom session where we can check in, go over that for you, ongoing drum support by email and video responses. Members send me their practice videos of stuff they're working on, and I give them a video response in return or ask questions. I'll just be on hand for you to help you as you go along and develop. Message me anytime and I'll message you back, and a ton of other stuff as well, not least priority requests for videos on this channel, hence this one here for Paul. Thanks a million for watching as always, really appreciate it. And if you're interested in that, by the way, if it sounds like it would be of interest, details in the description below. Thanks a million, see you soon, cheers.